Hello everyone, my name is Nikola Stojanovic and I'm here to give you a reply for Finance 360 midterm. I chose the Southwest airline companies and I would like to go through key aspects of which determines companies' efficiency, operatings, and of course revenues, and obviously stock prices and stock position in a whole airline industry. So what I would like to talk more this time is uh, oil and fuel prices uh, that that is affected by uncertain and unstable um, situations that are happening in Eastern Europe, but also in Midwest, uh, in the pretty much geographic territories that dictate dictate the oil and fuel prices in the world, I mean worldwide. So what happened here in the whole airline industry is that the fuel price has never been lower for last 12 to 13 years, which made a lot of investors see huge potential to invest. That affected uh, the Southwest uh, a lot, and I mean the whole like fuel prices they represented 36% of approximately 36% of whole operating expenses. In other words, um, fuel price has never been lower, but on the other side, stock price has never been higher. So what happened? Like what's going on with the Southwest company is that company is doing great based on the a lot of reasons, but the main one that I would, in my personal opinion, the main reason is extremely superior customer service. In order that they treat customers uh, differently, which definitely differentiate them in a whole airline industry. First, first thing is like a little bit it's not a big deal, but it makes them number one, like most favorable customer in the whole industry is that don't charge first and second luggage. On the other side, they provide the services um, and huge reward programs that every single customer like to see nowadays when there is a huge investment planning and people are just trying to figure like save up money as much as they can. So we see here from the last couple of years that net income increased in a Southwest company a lot, which is mostly presented. I mean, in 2009, which I've covered last 5 years, net income was 99 millions, as opposed to 754, which was presented in the last consolidated income statement of 2013 fourth quarter. Uh, in other words, uh, there is no other airline company that recorded that high net income increase. The main reason why that happened, uh, also in my opinion, is acquisition that happened in 2011 when the uh, Southwest merged, or in other words, like both AirTran. AirTran was the other airplane company that had a huge advantage, like position, uh, than like I mean over the Southwest because they used a lot Atlanta International Airport, which is well known for the uh, most used and most traffic like the I mean most used like airplane in the whole United States. So by um, buying them, Southwest got a contribution in the way that they decreased they decrease those multiply flights. In other words, they're using 72% of all those their services or flights. They're flying now directly on non-stop. That provided them huge increase in their operating revenues, followed by the customer attitude toward the company, which brought them closer to the company and start using them more. Also, we have here like one of the reasons that big effects on the company was a huge expanding projections that they made a couple of years ago, and they added two services to two new states. It was in Maine and Kansas, and 10 new cities in Missouri, North Carolina, Michigan, New York, Maine, Kansas, Michigan, Florida, and Virginia. Also, they're focusing by acquiring like AirTran and using Atlanta International Airport. They expanded their service to near international flights, covering a couple Caribbean islands, including Jamaica, Mexico, Puerto Rico, Bahamas, uh, and a couple others. Also, we from all those informations that I was able to cover and read from last 5 years and couple years of projection, we can expect that their operating expenses will increase. I mean that their operating expenses will increase due to United States government lawsuit against the company, which happened recently, and it was in the whole like all news all around the United States, um, where the federal government is suing Southwest after failing to reach a settlement with the carryover allegation that repairs dozens of planes didn't meet some safety standards and regulations. They're trying to enforce Southwest to pay $12 million, which would be the second highest penalty in the whole airline industry. So no matter if they pay the full amount of $12 million, which is most likely not going to happen, we can still expect that operating expenses will be largely affected by that. Also, uh, what we can expect is that um, when it comes to the share stock price, we see that in 2013, Southwest returned $611 million to shareholders by repurchasing 540 million of common stock and distribution of $71 million in dividends. Um, all those things that I just mentioned, they affected their earnings per share, which increased and beat the estimate, um, and also it affected their price their earnings growth. The reason, I mean, based on as we have in the valuation table that I attached in the Excel file, we see the earnings per share in the actual one was 19 1.27. I mean 19.27 as opposed to estimate, which is 23.71. And I suggest, like, based on those information, that we should, for the at least next couple of months, when the whole that like unpleasant and uncertain situation in the Eastern Europe settle down, we expect that the stock price will increase, and that we should take advantage of it and invest in that in hope that we are going to get some higher return on the stock investment. And also, um, Southwest has like aggressive promotion that different than from their competitors, um, throughout various benefits assigned to their customers. So they have a lot of those rewards program, so they can collect and all those points and get a lot of free services. And also we can expect one of the other like key aspects of the company profitability and efficiency is the pretty much low cost strategy. And even though that the average fare price increased for 14%, they're still the the lowest cost company in the whole airline industry, which pretty much places them in the number one company in the whole United States when it comes to the number of flights on daily basis and passengers as well. So One more thing that Southwest has a positive is the keeping up with the technological, informational, aeronautical improvements. And even though they are keeping up with everything, we have a huge risk over the whole company, in order, like, in the sense that if they fail to catch up with something which is the newest, or any kind of deficit or failure of any kind of those technological of information services, that can cause extremely huge operating expenses. So that's one of the also important factors. So what else I will say is, when we look for projections, Southwest is pretty stable company that is progressing on monthly basis, let's say, and all we can expect right now is that it's gonna keep following that upraising trend when it comes to the stock price, net income, operating revenues, uh, as long as there is no extreme situations, such as increased awareness of terroristic wars, of some diseases such as Ebola right now, which is happening in West Africa. Um, Besides that, I mean, fortunately, Southwest is not affected by that, since now all their employers are protected, well trained, and on the other side, there are not a lot of passengers that are flying toward that part of the world at all. So, in conclusion, I would say that uh, I personally believe that companies operating well, with the high return ratios, profitability ratios, but also liquidity ratios, which are probably the most important. And when we take a look of valuation table, it gives us deeper insight in a whole in the whole, like, a company's operating efficiency. And I personally enjoy doing this project, and if you need anything else, don't hesitate to let me know. Thanks a lot, and have a good one. Bye bye.